My husband just told me that he doesn't want kids. Hey guys, just venting. I 25F have been with my husband 29M for 2 years. When he and I were dating, I felt like the luckiest girl in the world. He was true daddy energy. He was a true gentleman. We met online. I was talking to 3 other guys at the time, but the second he messaged me, I felt he was different. He didn't rush to try to fuck, he was actually interested in getting to know me. He was patient with me. We didn't have sex until 3 months into our relationship, and even then he never pressured me for anything more. He was so attentive and loving. He would cook for me and we would go on spontaneous trips. He and I carried the load of our relationship together. We found out we were pregnant and he was making plans for us as a family. He genuinely seemed excited to have this kid with me. He even went with me to all my appointments and was there when we found out we were having a boy. But I miscarried and we mourned that together. We got married a couple months later and moved in together. But now I don't recognize the man I married. He works 14-hour days every day, and when he is home, he's in another room watching anime all day. Last night, he told me he decided he was going to get a vasectomy. He doesn't want kids. He said he saw how much pain I was in for the last one and he doesn't want to make me go through that again. This shattered me. I was always the type of person who dreamt of being a mom. I centered my entire career around childcare. I even wanted to be a foster mom. Now I'm realizing that his reasoning is total BS. He doesn't want kids because he doesn't want to have to support me during the 9 months of pregnancy or thereafter. He doesn't want the responsibility of caring for someone else. I figured this out recently because I was really sick a while back and he was nowhere to be found. He got sick after and he demanded I take care of him. Rub his feet, bring him food to the bed, meanwhile, still having to take care of the house and our pets and go to work. Whereas before we married, he and I would tag team the chores and bills. Now, I pay 70% of the bills and do 90% of the housework, when he gets paid way more than I. He makes $91,000 a year and I make $36,000 a year. I'm scraping everything I can to make ends meet. When I tried talking to him about it, he asked me to get a second job. I feel completely lied to, manipulated, gaslit, and I don't know what to do. My country doesn't allow for divorce and now I'm stuck with a man who won't even give me children. My mental health has really plummeted. I'm stuck. I neglected my boyfriend and he broke up with me. I don't blame him, I was neglecting him for a while physically and emotionally. I can now see how much effort he was making, especially in the past few months, to try and get us back on the right track. Now it's time to deal with the consequences of my own actions and just wallow in regret. I wish I had communicated better or made more time for him. I definitely deserve this pain. My dad walked in on me in the shower. Tonight I was in the shower and I was shaving my legs. The curtain was open to where you could see my boobs. Out of nowhere I hear my dad say, "Are you going to get out anytime soon?" I jumped back BC I didn't hear the door open so I don't know how long he was standing there. I said, "I'm shaving and could you knock?" He replied with, "Get out the shower." That's not the only time I felt uncomfortable. Once I asked to go in his room to look in his big mirror while he was brushing his teeth. I was wearing jean shorts and I moved my hip to the side BC it was more comfortable. He then goes, "Your butt looks big when you do that," and I felt super uncomfortable. He also always spanks my butt. I'm 13 and I'm way too old for that. I don't know how to tell him to stop though. He also always talks about how my boobs are going to grow, and I tell him that it's gross to talk about it. All he says is, "It gross BC, you make it gross." Am I overreacting? My 39F husband, 46M, didn't come home last night. I call him tonight at 7:30 p.m. to see if he was coming home soon. He said he was on his way. I call him again at 10:30 p.m. and he told he had stopped for a few beers with his coworkers but that he'd be home soon. I went to sleep because I had to work today. I woke up at 2:30 a.m. and he hadn't arrived. I tried calling him and his phone went straight to voicemail. I didn't worry too much because he told me his battery was low. Then I started to panic because I thought maybe he had an accident or something and couldn't call me. The kids were sleeping so I figured I'd wait a couple of hours and then I'd call the police and the hospitals. He got home at 5:30 a.m. I immediately asked him what happened and he told me he was at some coworker's house and lost track of time. 10 hours. From the first time he told me he was coming home 10 hours passed by. I got angry and asked him why he didn't call or text. He was full of excuses and was also drunk so he didn't make much sense. He said that I had no right to be angry because he didn't cheat on me and was just hanging with his friends. Then he started saying how awful I am and that I should leave him. And then he started saying he should kill himself because I don't support him. This same thing has happened multiple times since we got married. Something very similar happened just last week. And the week before that. The next day he just acts like nothing happened. I want to separate but I can't seem to be able to do it. Despite what he said, I do love him. And I try to show it to him every day and be supportive but I can't take this anymore. I'm sorry if this is too long and doesn't make sense. I haven't slept much and I have to start getting ready for work in 10 minutes. I guess I really just wanted to get this off my chest. My boyfriend won't stop hurting me, but he says it's an accident. I can't tell anyone or my dad might do something. My 23F boyfriend, 23M, who I'll call G, and I have been together for a year and a half. He's kind and smart and funny and very good looking. He makes me very happy most of the time. In the past 6 months or so, he keeps hurting me, and I'm starting to get scared. Here's some examples. He will shadow hit me, pretend to punch me to make me flinch, and sometimes actually hit me. He just laughs and apologizes like, haha, sorry babe, didn't mean to. This happens more than twice a day, with him hitting me a few times a month. He will just plain out kick me extremely hard in my legs. He will just randomly kick me in my shins and thighs. This happens about once a week. He leaves bruises when he does this. He will be playing with me like we wrestle or tickle each other, but during this, he will grab me or hit me or do something else with enough force to leave marks. It's so often that I can show my legs because I have marks. He always says it's an accident, and he forgets he's a lot stronger than me and that we were just playing. I hate this. I've told him so many times that he's hurting me that I can't wear skirts or shorts because my legs look horrible and that. When I bring this up, he promises to do better, then he won't laugh when he hurts me, etc. But it happens over and over. Yesterday, in the car, on the way to go shopping, he snapped at me, and I had a full-blown mental breakdown. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells all the time. That he doesn't care that he hurts me, that it's always an accident, therefore I shouldn't be upset. I can't tell anyone close to me because I don't have many friends, and if I told anyone in my family, it would get back to my dad, who is not someone I want involved. Think big gang Hispanic man. I'm his only straight daughter, and he's extremely protective over me. He can't know about this. I don't want to break up with him. I'm exhausted and hurt and tired. My legs always feel like jelly. I just needed to tell someone who is going on because I'm so sad all the time.